to Holy Apostles. I think it's a great place to come when you're sad or you're unhappy.
Holy Apostles is a wonderful family where you don't have to hide. You never have to pretend you're somebody that you're not. It's okay to be exactly who you are. Be who God created you to be, because I promise you, it gets better.
One of the things that I find at Holy Apostles is that it feels like home. If only home had felt like that when I was a kid.
I think I'd known all along that I was gay. And growing up in Ohio, you know, and being Catholic, it just wasn't something that was ever talked about.
There are two parts of me, at least two parts of me, the gay part and the Christian part, the gay part and the religious part, or the gay part and the child of God part were at odds with each other, at war with each other. I couldn't imagine that the two might coincide in one person.
I would thought I was going to hell and back, and that really terrified me as a child. But they never really said that you were going to go to hell if you're gay. That was just implicitly understood.
After a while, it is what it is. You are holding two realities in your head all the time.
I was just completely humiliated. I used to hide in the hallways at lunchtime. I felt really, really bad about myself, really frightened, and most of all, really ashamed. And I remember at one point I went to the local church and I looked up to the empty altar and I just began crying. And I said, God, why are you letting this happen to me? I don't understand this.
I started to come to terms with the fact that I'm a bisexual woman, and that was intense, and it felt like a roller coaster at times.
I didn't even know if I wanted to say anything about it out loud. I thought the minute I say something about it out loud, then that's going to define me.
I'm 61 years old, and I spent an enormous part of my life hiding.
It was tough for my father when I came out. I told him at one point, I said, well, Dad, you know, you're going to have to decide if you want whether you want a gay son or maybe no son.
And each year it actually got worse.
I had spitballs of gum thrown in my hair just for being who I was.
The hitting, the shoving, the name calling, the teasing.
The first year that I taught school, I was 23. I was teaching in a boys' academy, and I went into the restroom one afternoon after school, and I was standing at the urinal, and I looked up on the wall and saw that someone had written "Gilligan is a fag," and it was just heartbreaking to me. It was kind of a moment I thought, somebody here has found out, and now the whole school is going to find out. And it was so funny then to think last September that in fact now everybody knew. And it was no longer something to hide, it was something that we could really celebrate. And last September we were married at the Church of the Holy Apostles.
28 years ago I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. In her junior year she came out to me and she told me she was gay. And I said, that's it? And she told me that she was thinking about killing herself. I told her, never, ever, ever think of doing that. If you ever need to talk to someone, come to me. Surround yourself with people who can encourage you, who will say nice things to you, who will respect you. And that's what you find at Holy Apostles.
When I found Holy Apostles, I found it to be such a warm and welcoming place. I was really surprised.
There's always going to be smiles around, and there's always going to be people that you can relate to.
It doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, bi, transgender, or just not even sure what you are. It's a family.
As I walked up the steps to the front door of the church, I was told that all are welcomed.
They were happy people. And that made a difference to me.
What I see at the church is great joy and great community and great love for one another, and it's all inclusive.
Because there I feel like I can just be who I am, whatever that means.
There's so much love out there. There's so much love at Holy Apostles.
This is a wonderful place. Not only am I accepted, but people will fight for me.
There's so many different people that understand what you're going through.
The one thing that I've found really with Holy Apostles is very much like when I came out to my aunt and uncle, my aunt looked at me and she said, "We love you." And I'm not going to say anyway because that implies that it's wrong. We love you.
And I feel that Holy Apostles is a safe haven for anyone.
This was a place that I could be whoever I wanted to be, and I could breathe.
I hope you have a chance, as I did one day, to walk down the main street of your town, being yourself for all to see.
We had found a place that we could really be who we were.
One of the fundamental stories in the Bible suggests that God needs time. He took 6 days to create the earth and even rested on the 7th day. Whether you believe that literally or you believe it was 6 eons, it doesn't really matter. God acts in time, and if you give it time, it does get better.
I needed to find a way to integrate all the parts of who I am, and each day gets better. It's not a matter of an on-off switch, it's each and every day. The more I step into who I am with Diane, in my faith, in our shared faith traditions, the more I am who I am, the better it gets.
There's a lot of pressure, I think, to really be yourself and be true, but once you do that, then great things can happen.
It really does get better as you grow up and as you come into who you are as a person and when you find your own community.
Once you let yourself find a home, a social home, a spiritual home, then your life really can take shape. You can be authentic, and great things happen. But it will get better. It does get better.
If you're seeking community, if you're seeking a place to belong, if you're seeking just to find that warm, silent spirit of the soul, which is in all of us, Holy Apostles is a wonderful place to be.
One day, I think the world will be ready, and whether or not it is now, I am.
But it does get better. It does get better.
The sun is shining, the grass is green, and life is amazing. No matter what's going on, you will find your way.
I don't think it gets much better than that.
We are out here. We made it through our own tough times, and we want you to make them yours.
Here at Holy Apostles in the heart of New York City, we live this out in our parish life together. So if you're in our neighborhood, come by and share some of your goodness.